Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my Week 7 college football rankings. So, last week's rankings at number 10, I had Utah. They lost to UCLA 42-32. 9 was Ole Miss. They beat Vanderbilt 52-28. 8 was Tennessee. They destroyed LSU on the road 40-13. 7 was USC. They beat Washington State 30-14. 6 was Oklahoma State. They beat Texas Tech 41-31. 5 was Michigan. They defeated Indiana by a score of 31-10. 4 was Clemson. They rolled past Boston College 31-3. 3 was Ohio State. They beat Michigan State 49-20. 2 was Georgia. They finally had a good dominant win over Auburn, winning 42-10. And 1 was Alabama. They beat Texas A&M 24-20. So this week's rankings at number 10, I'm going to go with Penn State. So Penn State knocks out Utah. So Utah was defeated by UCLA, which is the main reason they're falling. But Penn State comes in after Utah's loss, and a lot of people had Penn State at number 10 last week. I have to go with Utah last week, but now Penn State jumps in. They were on a bye this week, so they have a 5-0 record heading into next week where they go to Michigan. So that's definitely going to be a huge game to watch. 9 is going to be Ole Miss. So they did allow 28 points to Vanderbilt, but the Ole Miss offense was unbelievable, scoring 52 points. And quarterback Jackson Dart had a season-high 448 passing yards. And Ole Miss comes in at number 9. 8 is USC. They're falling one spot, but they were able to easily beat Washington State. There's really not a ton to talk about with them. The offense was great, scoring 30 points. The defense was also pretty good, only allowing 14. But they're headed to Utah to put their undefeated season on the line against a very tough opponent. So that's going to be another good game to watch next week. 7 is Oklahoma State. So, like USC, they're falling one spot. They did not have a very good showing against Texas Tech, so I feel like you could definitely make the argument for USC 7, Oklahoma State 8. But Texas Tech gave Oklahoma State all they could handle, but they were still able to get the win, so they're going to come in at number 7. And 6 is Tennessee. They're the team knocking down Oklahoma State and USC each one spot. They're coming in at number 6. I feel like you could argue Tennessee even higher. I feel like you could easily put them top 4. But I was very impressed by Tennessee's win over LSU. They dominated every aspect of that game: offense, defense, special teams. And I've been impressed by Tennessee all season. Their quarterback, Hendon Hooker, had another great game, adding to his Heisman campaign. And they're set for a massive showdown against Alabama next week. So Tennessee has 6. 5 is Michigan, so they're staying at 5. They didn't have the greatest game against Indiana. They were tied at 10 at halftime. But they were able to get the win 31-10. But ever since Michigan entered conference play, they've greatly slowed down, because they were blowing out opponents, averaging over 50 points a game, but then they had a very weak non-conference schedule. But they started off with a close win over Michigan, then a close win over Iowa, and now a win over Indiana where they beat them by 21, but it was still a closer game. 4 is Clemson. They got off to a slow start against Boston College, but picked it up in the second half en route to victory. Quarterback DJ Uyunglele had another fantastic game. That's now 3 in a row, as he's starting to heat up at the right time, as they have another tough 3 games coming up as they play Florida State, an undefeated Syracuse team, and then a trip to Notre Dame. But Clemson comes in at number 4. 3 is Ohio State. They remain at number 3. The offense was great like expected, but the defense did allow 20 points, which I was a little surprised by, especially because they've been better this season. But quarterback CJ Stroud did throw an interception, but he also threw 6 touchdowns in the win, so Ohio State stays at number 3. Number 2 is Georgia. They're remaining at 2 after they beat Auburn. The game was actually close. In the third quarter, it was only 14-3 in Georgia's favor. But Georgia could still easily be a national title contender. They're just not playing up to their potential right now. But I still think Georgia is a very, very good football team. And number 1 is Alabama. So they're remaining at 1 after a close win over Texas A&M. Quarterback Bryce Young did not play, so backup Jalen Moreau had a good game, throwing 3 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but also had 83 yards on the ground. And Alabama beat Texas A&M, probably closer than it should have been, but they did end up getting the win, and they're going to remain at number 1. And my updated college football playoff predictions: number 1 is Alabama, number 2 is Ohio State, number 3 is Georgia, and number 4 is Clemson. So technically, they're remaining the same as last week. But I do have concerns about Georgia because they haven't been great, and I feel like they can easily drop a game in the upcoming weeks. But as of now, they're going to be my 3rd playoff team. So, those are my Week 7 college football rankings. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I do my best to post as often as possible. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you agree with my rankings, disagree, and why. And I will see you in the next video.